Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. With this business webinar series, we are presenting to you a great learning experience at the comfort and convenience of your office. On the pursuit of better understanding, we decide to reach out to all our customers and then help them explore the benefits and analyze the true potential of Tally Prime. This is our knowledge series where we will get to learn topic by topic everything around Tally Prime, from the most basic of future to the most crucial of business reports. My name is Mohammad Azhar, and I work with Mass Financial Consulting in Riyadh, and I will be your hosting for this session. With me, Mr. Khalid, who will be taking us through Tally. He is on Tally veteran who has closely involved in the product development. He used to work with the customers in understanding their requirement and introduced a new feature in Tally for the past several years. Before getting started, to ensure a flavorless experience, all the participants will remain on mute throughout the session to avoid any noises and disturbances. Please be informed that we are recording the session as to make the webinar available for future reference and will be shared through our YouTube channel. We hope to have uninterrupted session. If any network or technical glitches, I apologize in advance. We will try our best to make this experience seamless. If you have any question during the presentation, please type them in the question box on your control panel. We'll bring them during the Q&A at the end. Now, let me hand over the session to Mr. Kali. Mr. Kali, sir.
Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you, Azhar. Thank you for that brief about the webinar and the introduction.
Okay.
So today we will. Good afternoon and good morning and assalamu alaikum to everyone. Today we will be talking on how to access your Tally from anywhere on anywhere and at any point of time. But this anywhere and anytime, there are two points to this. The first point is, if you just see down, I have written remote access. When I say remote access, it means, can I access my data from anywhere while I'm on the move? I can probably I'm driving down home and I have a laptop. Can I access and change my data, view my data, and can I make some changes? That is one point. The second point is, how can I access my reports on the browser? So one is where I can really access the data on a real-time basis, and the other is how do I view my reports? So these two things we will be talking on. So there are certain prerequisites for this. I will take you through those requirements, and then I will give you a demo of how I can stay connected. So first, what do I require? I require to, enable security controls on my Tally, which I have done it last. Give them permission to access data remotely or access the reports on the browser, right? And after that, I have to connect the company. These will be the steps that I will be following also, and then I have to connect the company to what is called as the TallyNet platform or TallyNet servers. So it creates a tunneling protocol between the user, between the data and the end user. So both work on the same concept. The connect company as well as the remote, the browser access and the remote access work on the same concept. So one end will be your data, and the other end will be your device through which you are accessing. The only difference is, for remote access, you will be using Tally, And for browser access, you will be using a a browser to view to view the reports. Right. So what is my first step? First step is I have to create the uh, uh, the users, and to create the users, I will be using three security controls. There are three security controls which there are three user roles which are there. The first one is Tallynet owner, the second is Tallynet auditor, and the third is Tallynet user. Now, if you recall, if you were there, and if you recall my previous session, I had spoken about owner and data entry operator in the user roles or security controls. So, as I was telling you earlier, that the owner, the user role of an owner has access to entire Tally without any restrictions, whereas a data entry operator can be restricted. They have predefined restrictions. In addition to that, they can be restricted or restricted with certain access, and they can be allowed to certain access. But whereas the owner has a unrestricted access to entire Tally. So I am now trying to connect the owner concept of the security control to Tallynet owner and Tallynet auditor. Here, both of them, the Tallynet owner and the Tallynet auditor, fall under the same roles. While I demonstrate, I will show it to you. And the data entry operator and the Tallynet user also have the same facilities by default. So you can, restrict somewhere, you can unrestrict them. It is left to the requirement of the the company or the user. So let me just take you to the product directly and show you how to create users. Just okay. Let me start Tally now. I'm just coming out of. I'm just minimizing the presentation. Here, I have created a company called just for the demo purpose. I've created a company called Security Controls, and the first prerequisite is I have to enable security controls on my company. So if you see, there's a company menu here. In the company menu, there is one feature called security, right? And here I have given the I have enabled security controls and given the admin ID and the password. Okay, and I am not going to use any of these email IDs here, because I will show you a much more easier way. This will be only for the browser access and followed by the Tally audit feature. But I want to do it as a Tallynet owner or as a Tallynet user. I want to use both those features. So I will just set this to none and leave this as it is. You can also enable this from here. While creating the company also, you can have the security controls enabled.
Kali, sir.
Right. Yes, please. Screen is not coming.
Your present screen, sir. So
I have to share the present. Yeah, just give me a minute, Azhar. Okay. Sorry, I'll just come back again. A quick one. How there are two ways of enabling security control in your on Tally. One is I click on the company menu and I get into security here, and I will give the user the admin username and the password. That's it. That's all here. And as of now, I'm not giving any email ID for browser access or TallyNet Tally audit features. Okay. And the other way of doing it is while you're creating the company itself, here you can go and enable this security. Normally you don't see it, but what you'll have to do is from here just press F12 and enable user access control. So with this one, you will be able to see the security control while creating the company. So from either of the places, either through the company menu alteration or the security feature, you can enable the admin login. You can create the admin login and give the password. Now, after you've done this, the second step is to directly go and look at the roles. Last time in the previous session, I was speaking about uh, the non-remote users like the owner and the data entry operator. Now, if you see, I will take you to the user roles and just have a look. For example, let's look at the TallyNet owner. Here, it uses the basic facilities of the owner itself. When you say owner, it means the owner has unrestricted access on Tally, right? And probably in the last session, I've explained each of these security controls in detail. You can go through the YouTube videos to know more about it. Similarly, let's have a look at the TallyNet auditor. See, auditor also has the same facility of the owner. That means he has unrestricted access. And if you look at the TallyNet user, this comes under data entry with certain restrictions. So I need access. I need full access of Tally whenever as a company owner. What I will do is I will go ahead and create one user, right? Here I can get into users and passwords. And if you see, last time, sorry, I have created one user called TallyNet owner. And okay, let me, before I really create this user, I want to tell you what is the difference between the TallyNet auditor and the TallyNet user, or TallyNet owner. The roles are same. Both have unrestricted access to the entire data. In case of auditor, Tally by default enables the audit feature. Sometime later, when we are doing a webinar on the audit feature of Tally, we will see how you can remotely audit. But right now, we will look in how the Tally owner works. So I'm creating this ID and I'm saying, yes, I have given my ID, and the first access that I want is I want to access the browser. I want to access the reports via the browser. And the second is I want to also have a remote access. That means I want to have entire access of Tally here. So after doing the security controls, what the next step the third step that I'm doing is I'm going to connect this company to the TallyNet platform or the TallyNet servers. Okay, let me go here and connect. I click on connect, it shows me the company name, and I say, yes, I want to connect this. There is, yeah, it is connected. Okay, this C indicates that this company is connected to the TallyNet server, to the TallyNet platform. Right. Now, how do I access? To access my reports, I can simply log on to the browser. get in here www dot not office.com, it is tallysolutions.com, and I will log in. I've already I can just a minute. I would like to log out and log in again. I will get into this page. Okay, this will be your login page. So if you have logged in earlier, your email ID would be coming. Your email ID would be coming. Then you have to give the password. And I log in. Okay. Here what happens is the supervisor's email ID comes because I am connected under the supervisor as a role. So it comes here. I click on home. Again, I come back to my accounts and yes, here if you see the company is connected. And on the left hand side, you will find the reports. On the left hand side, you will find under which email ID you've connected. You can switch over to an account. Here, if you have multiple companies, you can select them. But now for this company, I want to get it is already connected. I want to have a look at the reports. So when I click on the company, I will find the most common reports, and I will find uh, the other reports which are not that widely used. So I can have a look at the day book. Now in the day book, all your transactions will appear. I have not uh, given any transactions as of now. Uh, Here you can download this into Excel or PDF format, or you can also have a look on the date. Now this experience could, since I'm demonstrating it on the laptop, the experience could vary from device to device. These reports through the browser can be accessed from your mobile. It can be accessed from your tab or laptop, tab, and the mobile. And this experience of the report could vary based on the screen size, right? Whereas the date picker and the download formats would be the same. Now, having done this, uh, if you want to select the other reports, yeah, you can click on this menu and go back. You can have a look at the balance sheet. In the mobile or the tab, you may get a vertical balance sheet, not a horizontal one. You may get a vertical one where the assets and the liabilities come below each other, right? And similarly, all the reports that you want to change, you can have a look and go on further. Now, this is about accessing the reports. This is very simple. Now, let me go back and show you how to access Tally on a remote. Right. So I start another instance of Tally on my same machine. You see that there is an option here. Select a remote company. I just click on that. Enter. Here I will give my email ID. Here There's no companies connected. Okay, just a minute. Let me connectivity status not connected to Talinet services. Okay. F7. Let me try and connect it again. Yes, now looks like it is connected. The error message hasn't come. So I can log in. Okay. The company is coming along with the license serial number. That means the Talinet services are connected. Now I press enter. The data will load, and here you see that the remote user details are displayed. I have the remote ID, the time that it logged in, and the time for the duration that it has been logged in. Now I have, as a user, as an owner, I have unrestricted access. I can, you see most of the menus are open. I can just go record a transaction. Let me just make a cash payment to bills and indirect expenses. On this I'm not using. So I just enter the amount and accept the transaction. Now, this is the remote access. Okay, you can have a look. I am on the remote access, and it says 1st January 23 is the date of the last transaction. Now, if you go back to my older instance, here your voucher is updated. It says 1st January 23. Now let's go back to the reports. Yeah. Can I have a look at the day book? Okay, it logs out. Connected again. Yes. Here it is. This are the small a small little feature of remote access and Tally reports in browser. Now I would like to have a quick recap of what I have done. In the first step, I have to enable security controls. In the second step, I have to create users as either as Talinet auditor or as Talinet owner or as Talinet user. For this, to create these three users, you require an email ID of that particular user. First thing. After creating the user, there is actually a small step. You have the account holder of Tally license has to authenticate. Okay, that authentication process will be displayed on the screen. You just have to enter your email ID, the supervisor email ID and password, right? And the third step, the fourth step would be to connect the company to Talinet servers for the TallyNet platform. And the fifth step would be to access your data either in the report, either in the browser, reports on the browser, or enter the date or do a complete remote access where your entire tally is available on the for the remote access. Your entire tally data is available for the remote access. Here, if you want this to work, your company has to be connected, and there are it is sometimes it could be it could be slow, it could be it varies from area to area. It depends on the mobility. So you could also, in case you want a more seamless experience, you can also move on to Tally Cloud, where on Tally Cloud you will have a seamless experience. You will work from a remote location, but it is like sitting and working on your desktop. Okay, so you can work on these. You can share that XP. You can have a look at that feature also now, which will be followed after my immediately. My colleague, Mr. Azhar, who is an associate consultant with Mass Consulting, will do the demo for Tally Cloud. Over to you, Azhar. Azhar, are you there?
Hello, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Azhar. Can you take over, please, and
Yes,
give
sir.
them the demo of Tally Cloud and Tally Graph?
Yes, sir, sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Azhar. I
Yes, sir, thank
will
you.
stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
Done. I'm done from here. I will be there. I will be on mute. I'll be on standby.
Hello, sir. My screen visible? Hello.
Yes, Azhar. Your screen. No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, it is visible now.
Okay, sir.
On Tally Graph.
Okay. Now we have two type of cloud options. First one is Telegraph, and the second one is CoCloud. Okay. Telegraph means you see your reports only on anywhere. Okay. Not possible to make an entry. Cloud, you make an entry also. Same like your offline desktop version Tally. Now I will explain Telegraph. Telegraph have different type of dashboards also. CO, CFO dashboards, and accounting dashboards. You see all your reports on Anniversary. Telegraph comes with a mobile application also. You see your sales and purchase difference, and cash and bank summaries, receivable and payable chart. You see your profit and loss account like this, and you have a different dashboard also in your left. And the second one is CoCloud. This one you use like offline desktop Tally version comes with the cloud. Okay, CoCloud have two type of login. First one is remote login, and the second one is HTML login. Remote login open in desktop. Okay, and the second one HTML login open in browser. I will show you. First one I click remote login. Open remote login open. You see the icons on the left side. Just click Tally. Tally will be open. You access your Tally on anywhere. This is remote login. Okay, and I will show the now I will show the HTML login. HTML login open with browser. Like this. You open, click the Tally. Tally will be open. Like this. These are our two type of cloud access. Telegraph and a CoCloud. Telegraph only you see your reports only on your see your reports on your Tally Prime. Okay. CoCloud you make a entry also. For Kali sir. Hello.
Hi, yes, please.
Good sir. I finish with the demo sir.
Okay.
You start the Q&A session. Sir.
Yes, yeah, I'll do that, Azhar. Thank you.
Yes sir.
And
Thank you sir.
just to add on, if you see my colleague Azhar demonstrated the facilities that were there on CoCloud and Telegraph. Telegraph is basically a dashboard that gives you a complete experience on graphs which were meant for the management of the company, right from the CEO to the CFO and the senior and middle management. Whereas Tally Cloud is another facility where the entire data is on a remote server, and Tally is also on the remote server. Tally and Tally data is on the remote server, but it gives you a complete seamless experience without getting connected to the Tallynet platforms. It gives you a complete seamless experience of accessing your reports as well as your data. But in case of the remote access and the browser experience which I showed you, you need to get connected every time to the Tallynet server. This is the difference between the complete remote access and the remote access and the CoCloud. Okay. If you have any questions, Azhar and me, we will both of us take it up. You can type in your questions and send it to us now. If you have any questions, please post it. We will answer them. And before that, as you keep posting, I have some frequently asked questions that people ask us while we are doing the sessions or while we are giving them a demo on these facilities. The first is, what is the major difference between Talinet owner, Talinet auditor, and the Talinet user roles? A one-line answer is they all have remote access. As a Talinet auditor, you have access to entire Tally with the facility to audit the data. We will be taking up another webinar on how to audit data in Tally. And there we will also demonstrate how you can access and do the audit from a remote location. That is one thing. Talinet owner, again, as I told you, has a seamless access to entire Tally, to entire data, whereas Talinet user has restricted access, and Talinet user falls under the data entry role, whereas the owner and the Talinet owner and the Talinet auditor fall under the owner security levels or user roles. Okay. Is there any limitation on the number of remote users? Yes. The answer is yes. For a silver license, you can have silver license or single user. You can have one Talinet user who can get connected from the remote location. But for the gold license or multi-user license, you can have about 5 users who can connect remotely for the browser and for remote access. Can we change the user roles and requirement? Yes, you can. Today you have somebody working on Talinet as a Talinet auditor, as a Talinet user. You can, based on the requirement, you can upgrade him to Talinet owner or the Talinet auditor, and vice versa. Can we give one email ID for multiple security roles? Actually not. If you want one, if you give one email ID and keep the and give him the user role of a Tally auditor, he has access to audit. He has access. He has seamless access that the owner enjoys, plus all the facilities of the Talinet user. So you need not be. If you give access as Talinet owner, he has access. He has complete access, again, which the Talinet user does not have. The only place where you can give him complete access is to Talinet as a Talinet user. Talinet owner. Okay, if you don't want him to use him or her to use the auditor's facility, give him as the owner. And when you want a complete restricted access, give it as the user. Right. So, any other questions? If you have, you can post them, and we will take it up and answer. we are waiting for your questions there.
One person asking, do we need to enable security control for cloud access? This is question, sir.
Yes, on see security. This one, whether you are on the you're using the data on a cloud or you are using data on on the local desktop, Tally locally. It depends on your requirement. If you want to have, security controls for restricted access, for example, I'll and simultaneously there is another team which is doing the receivables and payables. Yes, I can give them restricted access only to their defined role. For example, the person who's generating invoices, I can give him access to only doing voucher entry for using sales vouchers. And if somebody is recording purchases, I'll only give him for purchases. And similarly, if somebody is doing payables, we'll give them restriction to payables and somebody for receivables, so that they don't they don't overlap each other in their work. This normally happens in a larger environment. And the other advantage is, if you have security levels in place, you will also restrict them from certain things, like entering backdated vouchers, altering backdated vouchers or deleting backdated vouchers. Deletion may happen accidentally, but then yes, you can restrict them. And the top management never wants. On the other point, top management doesn't want the lower rung of people working to access the reports. So in all these scenarios, you can use the security controls. If it is one person who is doing everything in an organization, yes, I would still suggest, yeah, we'll have one admin and we will have another user. So the admin will have overall control of Tally, whereas the user will have access to creating vouchers, creating masters, and entering the data, and doing the day-to-day activities. Hope I've answered your question. Is there anybody else who's there?
Okay.
Sorry?
No, sir. No more question.
No more questions? So
Yes.
we can move on to the next one.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you.
We've been given the Excellencia Championship by Tally Solutions, Mass Consultancy, Mass Financial Consultancy, or Mass Consult has been given this award by Tally for Saudi Arabia, and we are located in two places, Dammam and Riyadh, and we will see you soon with the next webinar on price control. On price control, just giving you a hint, we will see how we can control prices on selling based on quantities, based on quantities, or based on other parameters. We will be doing this very soon, probably next week, and we will send out the the email and WhatsApp on this. I thank each one of you personally for attending this webinar and getting an insight into the various features of Tally on Remote, which includes accessing remotely, viewing reports on the browser, Tally Graph, and Tally Cloud. Right. So with that, I take leave of you and thank you, everyone. Azhar, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again for joining us today. And we wish you a great business year ahead. See you on the next one, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for listening.